This is a map of Tokyo, and below the city, we can see the railway station that moves over 3 million people every day, the Shinjuku station. Tokyo has one of the highest rates of public transportation usage, with over 80% of residents using trains or subways to get around. If you watch this video till the end, you'll discover how Tokyo was able to design its city so well. Tokyo is one of the most populous cities in the world, yet it is also one of the most well-designed. A large part of this has to do with the efficient transportation system. The train station is often the busiest place in Tokyo, yet it is also one of the most well-organized places in the city. The platforms are clearly marked and the trains run on time. There are also a variety of ticket options depending on how far you want to go and how many stops you want to make. Tokyo is the world's most economically powerful metropolis, with a GDP equivalent to that of the United States. It is an Alpha Plus global city as designated by the Globalization and World Cities Research Network. It is Japan's major center of industry and finance that is located in the Saitama Prefecture near Tokyo Bay. It is one of the world's most important financial centers. In 2019, it housed 36 of the Fortune Global 500 firms. It was ranked 4th on the Global Financial Centers Index in 2020, behind New York City, London, and Shanghai. Tokyo Skytree is the world's tallest building, as well as the world's largest underground floodwater diversion facility, known as MAOUDC. The Ginza Line is Japan's oldest subterranean metro line. Tokyo is home to some of the busiest train stations in the world. On an average day, these train stations transport millions of people in and out of the city. Tokyo's efficient transportation system is a major reason why the city is so well designed. It has one of the most efficient transportation systems in the world. The train network covers the entire city, making it easy for residents and visitors to get around. The trains are clean, reliable, and run on time. There are also different types of trains, including high-speed bullet trains and local trains. This is a city that is constantly moving, with millions of people traveling in and out of the city every day for work, school, and leisure. Efficient transportation is a must. The Tokyo Metro is one of the busiest subway systems you can find, with over 9 million passengers using it every day. The subway system is safe and easy to use. There are also a variety of other transportation options available, including buses, trains, taxis, and bikes. Tokyo's transportation system is not only efficient, but it is also environmentally friendly. The city has a goal of zero emissions by 2050. In order to achieve this, Tokyo is investing in electric vehicles and hybrid cars. They are also working on reducing the number of cars on the road by promoting car sharing and ride-hailing services. Shinjuku Train Station. Tokyo is a city that is notorious for its efficiency. This is most apparent in its transportation system, which is used by a great number of people every day. The train station of Shinjuku is one of the busiest in the world, and it is a prime example of Tokyo's efficient design. The station has over 200 exits, which makes it easy for people to get where they need to go. You'll also see plenty of signs and maps that make it easy to navigate. The station is divided into two main areas: Tokyo Metropolitan Area and the Suburban Area. The Tokyo Metropolitan Area is served by the Tokyo Metro, while the Suburban Area is served by the JR East lines. The Tokyo Metro is a subway system that covers most of Tokyo. It has 9 different lines that connect to over 200 stations. The JR East lines are a series of commuter rail lines that connect Tokyo to the surrounding suburbs. There are 7 different JR East lines, and they connect to over 100 stations. The Shinjuku train station is massive. It covers an area of about 38 hectares. That's equivalent to the size of 54 Tokyo domes. The station has 24 platforms and serves over 200 trains per day. I've said this before, but it is one of the busiest in the world, with over 3 million people passing through it every day. That's equivalent to the population of Estonia. But despite the hordes of people passing through it, the station is always clean and well organized. That's because the Japanese take maintenance very seriously. Every night, after the last train has left the station, a team of cleaners come in to scrub down the platform and make sure everything is in its place. Train tracks are checked for cracks and debris, and the whole station is given a thorough once-over to make sure it's ready for another day of heavy use. What are some other interesting facts about the Shinjuku station? Here are a few. The station was used as a filming location for the movie Lost in Translation. The station has its own police force that patrols the area. The station has a rooftop garden that is open to the public. The station is home to a number of restaurants and shops. The station is also home to a number of art installations. How do the Japanese make sure there are no delays in transportation around Tokyo? The Japanese have a saying, "The nail that sticks up will be hammered down." This phrase is often used to describe the country's culture of conformity. In Tokyo, this means that everything is designed to run smoothly and efficiently. There are strict rules and regulations that everyone must follow in order to keep the city running like a well-oiled machine. For example, there are laws that dictate how people can park their bicycles. There are also laws that forbid people from smoking in some areas. These laws may seem strict, but they help to ensure that Tokyo runs smoothly. Tokyo's efficient transportation system is one of the reasons why the city is so densely populated. Over 37 million people live in Tokyo, which is equivalent to the population of California. That's a lot of people for such a small area. Tokyo is the most populous city in the world, and it shows no signs of slowing down. The streets are clean and well maintained, and there are plenty of public parks and green spaces. Tokyo also has an excellent healthcare system, and its schools are some of the best in the world. All of these factors make Tokyo an incredibly livable city. The Tokyo metropolitan area has the world's most extensive urban rail network, with over 1,300 kilometers of railways crisscrossing the city. And it's not just the quantity of railways that makes Tokyo's transportation system so impressive. It's also the quality. The attention to detail is what makes Tokyo such an incredibly well-designed city. By constantly maintaining and improving its infrastructure, Tokyo is able to function smoothly, even when millions of people are using it at once. Enjoying this video so far? Well, don't forget to click that subscribe button below. Subscribe to TechnoGlobal Innovation now. Tokyo is one of the most fascinating cities in the world. It's a city that's constantly evolving and innovating, yet it remains grounded in its rich culture and traditions. It has the largest population of any city in the world, yet it remains one of the safest places to live. This is thanks in part to the city's amazing infrastructure. Tokyo has an incredibly efficient public transportation system that makes getting around the city a breeze. The trains are always on time, and they are clean and safe. The streets are also well lit and free of litter. Tokyo is truly a city that has been designed with the citizens in mind. If you're ever feeling overwhelmed by the hustle and bustle of the city life, take a walk through one of Tokyo's many parks. You'll find that the city is full of green space, which provides a much-needed respite from the concrete jungle. The rise of Tokyo. Tokyo has a long and complicated history, which is often attributed to Tokyo's great ability to cope with disaster and rebuild its infrastructure. Tokyo was first settled in the late 12th century by the Edo clan, who built their fortified castle on the banks of the Sumida River. It grew into a prosperous city and became the capital of Japan in 1869. The Meiji period saw a great deal of modernization and westernization, including the construction of Tokyo's first railway line. In 1894, Tokyo was struck by a devastating earthquake known as the Great Kanto Earthquake. This natural disaster destroyed much of the city, but Tokyo was quickly rebuilt. The city underwent another period of rapid growth in the early 20th century, during which time it became a major metropolis. It was again destroyed during World War II, but once again, the city was quickly rebuilt. Tokyo today. At this time, Tokyo is one of the world's most populous cities and is a leading global financial center. The city is also home to a number of world-class universities and research institutes. It has an excellent transportation system and is served by 2 international airports. These 2 international airports are Narita International Airport and Haneda Airport. It connects the population through many types of transportation, which includes a large number of subways, buses, and trains. This is a world-class city with a long and complicated history. The city has been destroyed and rebuilt many times, but it always manages to come back stronger than before. Tokyo is an example of a city that is well designed and able to cope with disaster. The city's infrastructure is excellent, and the transportation system is one of the best around. While it has experienced a great deal of growth and modernization, the city has managed to retain its traditional Japanese character. Tokyo is a lively and exciting city with something to offer to everyone, from its bustling streets to its tranquil parks. This is truly a unique place. Tokyo is known for its densely packed urban areas and sprawling metropolis. The Tokyo metropolitan area is home to over 35 million people, making it one of the most populous metropolitan areas in the world. It is also one of the most expensive cities in the world, with a cost of living that is nearly double that of New York City. Environment friendly. Tokyo also has an efficient road system that helps reduce traffic congestion. In addition, the city has a large number of parks and green spaces that provide residents with a place to relax and enjoy the outdoors. This capital has a modern water and sewer system that provides residents with access to clean water and efficient waste disposal. Tokyo also has a reliable power grid that helps to keep the lights on and businesses running smoothly. Furthermore, Tokyo has a variety of different types of housing, from traditional Japanese homes to high-rise apartments that meet the needs of its diverse population. Even though it is one of the most populous cities in the world, it still manages to provide clean energy to its citizens. It has a number of wind farms and solar panels that supply the city with renewable energy. The city also has a number of garbage incineration plants that generate electricity from waste. These plants provide enough power for Tokyo's trains and subways. Its efficient use of renewable energy sources makes it one of the most sustainable cities in the world as well. Tokyo has proven to the world that no matter how densely populated a place is, you can always make things work smoothly through efficiency and hard work. A leading city that has set an excellent example for others to follow. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to watch more of our other videos by subscribing to the channel.